Welcome to the secret underbelly of Forex trading, a battleground where human psychology wields as much power as market forces. Imagine a high-stakes arena where every decision is a gamble against your own mind. Here, the dazzling promise of instant wealth seduces even the savviest traders, only to ensnare them in psychological traps that turn ambition into ruin. Have you ever questioned why, despite a meticulously crafted strategy, that one catastrophic trade shatters your dreams? Today, we peel back the veil to reveal the 5 psychological demons lurking behind every chart, every candle, and every fleeting moment of market madness. Prepare yourself for an intimate journey into the mind of a trader, a journey that exposes the insidious traps of revenge, confirmation bias, the gambler's fallacy, FOMO, and overtrading. Each trap is a mirror reflecting our deepest fears and wildest ambitions, a relentless vortex pulling us away from rationality and into the dizzying chaos of emotion. This is not just a story of lost wealth. It is a saga of shattered egos and the epic fight to reclaim control. Brace yourself, for once you understand the psychological warfare at play, there is no turning back from the truth. Now, let the journey begin. Welcome to the eye-opening world of Forex psychology. It starts innocently, a deposit, a demo account turned real, $500, barely the cost of a weekend out, now loaded onto the platform, ready for battle. And then, boom, the first trade hits, a textbook breakout, green candles climbing like rockets, profit hits the screen like confetti, $80, then $100, then $200. The dopamine hits harder than a triple espresso after an all-nighter. In just 7 days, that humble $500 turns into $1,000. 1,000 real dollars. Not demo gains. Real. Liquid. Withdrawable. The kind of green that whispers promises in the dark. Suddenly, you're not just a trader, you're the one. Neo in a hoodie. A chart-slaying warrior who's cracked the Forex matrix. You strut through your living room like a hedge fund hero. You call your cousin and tell him to cancel his job interview. You Google fastest cars under $100,000. And somewhere in the distance, you whisper to yourself, early retirement. But what you don't realize is that your first win wasn't mastery. It was luck, draped in confidence and dipped in delusion. The market gave you a taste, and now it owns your emotions. Because here's the truth. Early success is the market's most seductive illusion. It inflates egos, disarms logic. It replaces patience with adrenaline and swaps strategy for swagger. You feel like you've been chosen, that you're built different. You stop following the rules because rules are for people who lose. And right now, you only win. But this is the trapdoor beneath every premature victory. A chemical cocktail of dopamine, euphoria, and irrational belief brews beneath your confidence. You're not seeing the setup. You're standing in it. You're about to learn the lesson every trader eventually learns, the hard way. Because in the markets, the most dangerous moment is right after your biggest win. It's not the market that strikes first. It's the mind. The same brain that gave you that first win now whispers, louder, faster, more. It happens fast. One trade goes south. Just one. A brutal, red candle plunges like a guillotine, slicing $300 from your equity in seconds. You stare at the chart, jaw clenched, pulse raging. Logic says walk away, but your ego grabs the mouse. You double down. Bigger lot. Same pair. Same direction. You're not trading anymore, you're swinging. You're not analyzing, you're avenging. This is revenge trading. You're no longer in the market. You're in a bar fight with a chart. This is emotional hijack. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that does math, planning, risk management, it's gone. Offline. What's left is raw instinct and a brokerage account leaking blood. Hours later, you open TradingView again. You spot a setup. Bullish engulfing. RSI bouncing. Looks good, right? Except you ignore the divergence. The news. The fact that price is literally breaking support like it owes you money. But you don't want truth. You want comfort. You want confirmation. You're scrolling Twitter looking for anyone, who agrees with you. This is confirmation bias, the silent killer of traders. It makes you filter reality through a lens of belief instead of evidence. You only see green lights, even when your GPS is screaming, turn around. Next trap, the most seductive of all, the gambler's fallacy. You've lost 4 trades in a row. Red, 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 red. You stare at the next setup and whisper, this one has to win. So you risk more, double your position, triple, because in your mind, probability owes you a favor. But the market doesn't have memory. It doesn't care about your streak. Thinking you're due for a win is like flipping a coin and betting your rent because heads is next. Then it hits the rocket ship. Euro to US dollar breaks out with 0 warning. You watch helplessly as the green candle erupts. You weren't in. You were watching. And now you're chasing. Click. You're in. No analysis. No stop loss. Just vibes. Because if everyone else is making money, surely you should too, right? This is herd mentality. You don't want the trade, you want the feeling. You're not trading strategy, you're trading envy. And envy costs more than any spread. And finally, the trap that ends more accounts than all the others combined. Overtrading. You win once, trade again. You lose, trade again. No setups? Doesn't matter. You need that fix. You start seeing setups in your breakfast. That trend line on your toast? Bullish pennant, for sure. This isn't trading. It's compulsion. It's dopamine addiction masked as discipline. And every click, every overleveraged impulse is one step closer to zero. There comes a moment in every trader's journey when the noise goes quiet. The charts are still. The trades have stopped. And the only thing louder than your empty account is your inner voice whispering, enough. You sit there, surrounded by screenshots, strategies, shattered expectations. And suddenly, it hits you. The real enemy was never the market. It was the mirror, the impulse, the unchecked emotion that hijacked every decision and sabotaged every setup. But inside the ruins of your overtrading lies the blueprint for mastery. And in that silence, clarity is born. You open your trading journal, not to record wins, but to study wounds. Every entry, a lesson. Every loss, a fingerprint of your former self. You begin to see the patterns, your patterns, not just in price action, but in behavior. You revisit your plan, not to trade faster, but to trade less. You replace urgency with patience. You install rules, not to restrict yourself, but to protect yourself. A 1% risk cap, a 3-trade limit, a 15-minute meditation before every session. You stop seeking signals in chaos. You start waiting for structure. You're no longer hunting setups, you're selecting them. Like a sniper, not a scattershot gambler. And when the next loss hits, as it always will, you don't flinch. You don't chase. You close the platform. You go for a walk. You reflect. Because now you've seen the other side. You've escaped the loop. This is the moment you stop being a victim of your own brain and become a trader of your own mind. Where before you were reactive, now you are responsive. Where before you were a pawn, now you are the player. Your workstation is no longer a battleground, it's a command center. Your chart is no longer a casino, it's a map. And you're no longer a hopeful gambler, you're a strategic operator in the world's most liquid war zone. This isn't luck. It isn't instinct. It's the discipline forged from pain, the clarity earned from chaos, the beginning of true mastery. Now you see it, the full arc, from euphoria to ego, from breakdown to breakthrough. But here's the truth no trading course wants to sell you. Success in Forex isn't found in a strategy. It's built in your psychology. First, document your decisions. The trades, the entries, the exits. But more importantly, the why. Capture your thoughts. Were you anxious? Confident? Bored? Over time, your journal becomes your mirror. It will expose your flaws, and it will reveal your growth. Second, protect your capital like a lion guards its cubs. Set your maximum loss per trade. Set your daily loss limit. Then never break them. Not when you're angry, not when you're winning, especially not when you're bored. These rules aren't restrictions. They are your survival instinct on paper. Third, when you lose, step back. Not in shame, but in strength. Walk, breathe, recalibrate. Losses don't destroy traders, revenge does. Distance is discipline. A cool mind is your sharpest edge. Fourth, study human behavior like you study candlestick patterns. Because the chart doesn't just reflect markets, it reflects minds. Your opponent isn't the pair. It's the person trading it. Understanding how fear, greed, and bias move the crowd will forever give you an edge over it. And now, look at you. Your charts are clean. Your rules are clear. Your trades are calm. Win or lose, you stay composed. Because now, you're not here to gamble. You're here to build, to execute, to last. The chaos is gone. The traps, exposed. And you're not just a trader anymore. You're a strategist, tactician, a professional in a world of amateurs. If any part of this story felt like a mirror, if you've ever been stuck in the loop, then like this video right now. Not for the algorithm, but for your accountability. Drop a comment below. Tell us, which psychological trap hit you the hardest? Let's be honest, because the trading community needs less ego and more truth. And vote in the poll below. Which trap destroys more accounts, FOMO or revenge trading? Your answer might just help someone else avoid the cliff you once fell from. Remember, every profitable trader you admire didn't just master the market, they mastered themselves. Now it's your turn. Trade smart, stay sharp, and keep your psychology in profit.